So can you tell us what these names is about?
These names are the names that I forwarded the comments I submitted to the Public Service Commission regarding the major issue, a structural change which I pointed out since 2009, which is a permit issue. According to the Public Service Commission's regulation, Code of Maryland regulation, states that the Commission should issue permits to anyone authorized to drive in Baltimore City and Baltimore County,
free permit.
Yes, and other jurisdictions that are under the Public Service Commission. But the Commission has not issued permits since 1946.
1946.
The last time it lotteried permits were in 1992.
Right.
As a result, these permits were monopolized by individuals and the taxi companies, and it has been very, very difficult for the cab drivers who do not have or hold the permits to operate in the city, because the operating cost of the driving taxi in Baltimore City was so high, and the drivers, in most cases, just to pay the rent for the taxi,
right,
and to lease these permits, have forced them to be out of business. Most of them live in a very dire situations, dire living conditions. That is because of the Public Service Commission's not implementing the existing regulation under Code of Maryland regulation of the state. And since we have been fighting this one since 2009, today it is 2018, for 9 years, the Commission has not ruled, even though it agreed with our argument that these permits were supposed to be issued. The Commission has not issued these permits so far. And the commissioners all agreed that this rule has to be implemented, but still now, at the last testimony, which is under Rule Making 58, that the PSC commissioners have instructed the staff of the PSC to work on the comments I submitted. The commissioners agreed that the staff of the commission should work on that to resolve the permit issue. And the staff of the PSC agreed that it is under the rule of the commission, and the commission has the authority to rule on the permits, and the staff has not yet ruled or recommended or submitted its final testimony to the commission. Okay,
so
that's where it starts.
Now you had written the governor,
Yes.
State of Maryland, Governor Hogan.
Yes.
You written him a letter. He responded back to you.
Yes.
He got in touch with Public Service and told them to get in touch with you.
Yes.
For your request.
Yes.
And they got in touch with you a little bit, but they asking you to do more stuff. It sound like they buying more time.
Yes.
You've been fighting it for 9 years.
Yes.
And they still trying to make it fight for 9 more years.
Yes.
Hope that we will go away and don't keep on fighting now, because they have all these medallions. The first time they gave medallions away was 1937.
1937 was the first time they issued 1,000 permits. In 1946, they issued 151 permits. Okay, the total number of permits in Baltimore City were 1,151. From those 1,151, they revoked 75 permits. Okay, they revoked 75 permits, and those permits are with the PSC. Okay, I listed all those permits. Okay, with the last testimony, which is under Rule Making 58 of the Commission's documentation number. Okay, these permits are the following. Okay, these are the following permit numbers that are revoked back in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
The commission revoked 75 permits in 2011 under the administrative docket case number 9250. These are the permits that were revoked in 2011. I recommended that the commission start issuing free permits beginning from the revoked permits. If these revoked permits are not enough, the commission should issue new permits to those drivers who do not hold a permit. Okay? Following this list of revoked permits is the letter I sent to the Senate Finance Committee and the House Economic Matters Committee, copy to the governor. This is the first letter. The first letter I sent was April 6, 2016.
Mm-hmm.
That is the first letter I sent to the Senate Finance Committee and the House Economic Matters Committee, copy.
And what you said on the letter?
Okay, this is the letter, what says. Okay, dear Sir, Madam, the Public Service Commission of Maryland, Commission in bracket, in a correspondence titled Notice Convening Public Conference PC 41, dated October 7, 2015, requested public comments addressed to interested persons and parties to respond to the directives of the Senate Finance Committee and the CH 204 2015 Law of Maryland -44 House Economic Matters Committee in accordance with Title 2 1246 of the state government article. As an interested person submitted the requested comment in accordance with the Commission's instructions. The Commission has been tasked to obtain and review information regarding possible modification to the statutes and the regulations affecting taxi cab, sedans, and limousine services. Mm-hmm. Submit interim reports due on December 1, 2015 to your respected committee offices. Despite receiving the requested comments, the Commission has not filed the interim report due on December 1st, 2015, as tasked by your honorable committee. Thus,
go ahead.
Despite receiving the requested comments, the Commission has not filed the interim report due on December 1st, 2015, as tasked by your honorable committees. Thus, I request your honorable office demand the Commission fulfill its tasked duty regarding the above referenced case. Sincerely, copy to Governor Larry Hogan, enclosures. Okay, mm-hmm. That is the governor's response. The governor responded on April 13, 2016. Dear Mr. Mullah, thank you for your recent letter. I value your interest in the policies of this administration and appreciate your comments about the issues that are important to you. Your input enables me to do a better job of serving you and all of the citizens of Maryland. It is an honor, and I am truly humbled to serve my fellow Marylanders as the 62nd governor of this great state. Being responsive to your concerns is a top priority of this administration. I have tasked my staff to review your correspondence and will follow up with a more detailed response as soon as possible. Thank you again for contacting my office. Please do not hesitate to contact me in the future about this or any other issue. Your input is very valuable as we work to put Maryland on a new path. Together we can change Maryland for the better. Sincerely, signed, Larry Hogan, Governor. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, the Public Service Commission's chairman responded in response to the governor's letter.
He did.
Okay. Dear Mr. Molla, thank you for your correspondence inquiring about the statute of the Maryland Public Service Commission's interim report concerning its review of potential changes in laws concerning taxicab, sedans, and limousine services. The Commission is responding to your letter as at the Governor's request. Please find a copy of the Commission's interim report enclosed. Thank you again for your correspondence. The Governor and the Commission appreciates hearing from you. I hope this information is helpful. Signed, W. Kevin Hu, Chairman. Okay, there is another letter I sent to the Senate Finance Committee on the date on April 25, 2017. This is a reference section 4 of Senate Bill 868. Senate Bill 868. Addressed to Senate Finance Committee again, to House Economic Matters Committee in Annapolis. Dear Sir, Madam, in a letter sent to your honorable officers dated April 5, 2016, regarding the directives of the Senate Finance Committee and CH 204, 2015, Laws of Maryland -44, House Economic Matters Committee, in accordance with Title 2 -1246 of the State Government Article, I asked your honorable officers to intervene and demand the Public Service Commission to fulfill its task duty regarding the above referenced case. In response to my request, Governor Hogan, in a letter dated April 13, 2016, assured me of the review of the correspondence and follow-up with a more detailed response as soon as possible. End of quote. The Governor corresponded with the Commission and it replied to your honorable officers in a letter dated May 2nd, 2016. The Commission initiated administrative docket public conference PC 41 soliciting comments and began the required study addressing taxicab regulations. The Commission stated that it received 8 sets of written comments which it has not evaluated, addressed, or decided to support any of the recommendations. The Commission tasked its staff with filing proposed draft regulation in times specified to hold a rulemaking session. The staff of the Commission, in a letter dated July 15, 2016, submitted RE PC 41 draft regulation to your honorable officers, having not ever enforced Comar 20.90.02.06 requirement of permit. The Commission's staff erased Section B and C of the regulation. One of the issues I raised in the Commission's comments submitted to the Commission, PC 41, is the required permit issue. On March 23, 2017, the Commission posted on the website Notice of Rulemaking Session, Revision to Comar 20.90-Taxicabs, Administrative Docket Rulemaking 58, the copy of which I enclosed. As this, in bracket, Rulemaking 58, will be the Commission's ruling regarding taxicab regulations, I again ask your honorable officers to intervene and follow up the Commission's scheduled session on May 3rd, 2017. Signed, Tuabu Molla.
Who signed it?
I signed it.
Okay.
Okay? This is the response from the chairman of the Commission to that letter.